I was tested after the baby came. This was how many hours later? The baby came the same day, like at around 1 p.m.
Okay. Nice. And they were healthy.
Yeah, she was healthy. Of course, no, those are details. The trauma, the pushing, we had our own challenges between that and
between 5 and 1 p.m.
Yeah.
Because also that was a long time. And the fact that even at night you were in labor the whole night. And then you're stressed. You're
we
scared.
both had, the baby was she was tired. Okay. She had blood, like her eyes were bloodshot because she was trying to push herself out, but she couldn't. I don't know. It was just...
But thank God she's okay. She came on helping.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, like normally, when someone is pregnant, there's usually baby showers, there's go here, but there's also COVID. And I think that is important because you want support, you want, we want to celebrate the life.
Okay.
So was that there? Did you have baby showers? Or it was just like, you're scared, I don't want contact, I don't want...
Okay, surprisingly, some of my friends gathered and did one online, virtual Zoom.
COVID.
Yeah.
COVID.
So surprisingly, I was even surprised.
Yeah.
We were all shocked and buying tissue and stocking food. No one was thinking about... I wasn't thinking that anyone will think to do that.
Because everyone is just kind of...
We were all in just some interesting spaces. So they gathered, and so one of the days they're telling me, I see whatever did my husband planned with him. So he's telling me, Ebu, join Zoom.
Conspired.
Yes, they conspired. Yes. So he told me to join Zoom one of the random afternoons. So I'm like, okay, let me join Zoom. Then I'm seeing all these people on Zoom. Okay.
That was so sweet.
Yeah, that was really
it was considerate and safe and nice and thoughtful.
Yeah. Yeah, they did for me something. They encouraged me. I really cried. I really cried that day. They did. They sent M-Pesa.
And that is so difficult. It's so strange. Like, because baby shower, like, we want to surprise you. We want you to scream, but not too much. But we want to come to your house.
Yeah.
So now you've had your child. You're in hospital, and people usually come to visit the child. I think it's a good thing. Although you're exhausted, you're tired, but now people can't come. So how was your mind? How was the hospital after?
Oh, Lord. Oh, my God.
Now COVID is now full blast.
First, you're in labor. You're being told, put on your mask.
Are you serious?
I don't want to put on a mask. I'm in labor. I want to pluck my hair out. Put on your mask. Anytime the doctor is coming to check you up, how far you've dilated, madam, put on your mask. Okay, we're almost fighting in that labor room.
What?
Who wants to put on a mask in labor?
But you kind of need
I just remember I had a mask here, which was so irritating.
Yeah.
It was just here. So I'm trying, but...
Okay.
So finally, even after pushing, put on your mask. They did the test now.
So you did a vaginal...
Yes.
Okay.
Normal.
A normal... Okay.
Normal delivery.
Yeah.
So they did the COVID immediately after. You know that part, they're cleaning you up. The major pain, you're in pain, but there's major pain that is out now. They did the COVID. And I was just giving them a piece of my mind. You know that time you don't care. You've seen the worst. You've seen that and you've come back. But it's like, this is the worst thing in the world. You guys, why are you doing this to me?
Yeah.
So they took the nasal thing, swab, and then...
Up your nose after delivery. Okay.
And there's something I wanted to say. So the whole mask business continued even after... before my child and I were taken to the ward, the whole mask business continued. Oh, I wanted to say we were with my husband the whole time.
Yeah.
Because he took me to hospital. He was told it's only the two of us. It actually was published in some banner.
Yeah.
It was only the two of us who were allowed in, and we were just the two of us the whole time.
Yeah. And normally it's usually you, your husband, your friend.
Last time, even my husband was excused from the room. My mom, my sisters were there, you know.
Yeah.
This time,
it's just you and him.
It's just you and him.
And how was, like, did you feel like,
for...
I don't know, just...
him being there, the support.
The support. Like, did you want more support? Did you...
I would have wanted my sister came and she was not allowed to enter.
Yeah.
She stayed outside for so many hours.
Yeah.
She really wanted, they were begging. They were like, they even, like my husband is going to the nurses and saying, let me get out.
Then she
I
can come
sit for a few hours outside. Then she comes in. There's nothing like that being allowed. It was just me and him the whole time until we were discharged.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
It's understandable, but it's also, it must be very lonely. It's very isolating.
It is.
Yeah.
And also, you're thinking about the firstborn.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, because especially as a mother, that's where your heart is. You're like, okay, my daughter. Does she understand that we've been away from home for 2 nights?
And you have to be away and know.
And it's both of us.
Yeah.
And remember, there's the lockdown. That economy could not sustain a DM.
Yes.
So we didn't even have one.
Yes.
We'd released.
I was actually going to ask.
We had released our one because in this space, this space, that's when you realize your house is small.
Yeah.
For 3 adults. Okay, for us now it's 3 adults. I can imagine other people, there are more.
Yeah.
It's myself, my husband, and now the help. Yeah. And at some point we had to let her go because even the salary was not assured.
Yeah.
Because it took days before it came in. Yeah. So you're like, okay.
And there's a child coming in, so you have to
and
think
there's another child coming in.
You have to think about the hospital fee.
Yes, yes. Yeah. So at some point we released her.
Yeah.
We're like, Nyewe, atuta sustain. So on the day when we were leaving to now go to hospital, my sister had to come for my firstborn. Because we had to tell her, now, stay with this girl. We're going to hospital and we don't know how long we'll be gone. And so that was my worry when we were both in hospital and my husband couldn't go and come back because also of the curfew.
Yes.
Even if he wanted to commute, he's thinking, okay.
And you don't have a letter from the chief.
You don't have a letter from the chief that you're a special case anything.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. So no one is coming to see you in hospital.
No.
There's nothing, you're isolated. So now you go back home, now with your baby.
Yeah.
Did you have postpartum?
I had.
And how do you
a major one?
Because now, now it's isolation proper because it's COVID. So we can't come. No. And I'm saying we as the community of
it is we like Hadi, my mother, because she was locked in up country.
Yeah.
They couldn't come to Nairobi.
Yes, because of the inter-county and food and everything. So you have to buy food.
Come. And no one could make for you these foods that give you milk.
And no one could in Kikuyu you say could
help you even
help you out.
Carry the baby and all that. So we've come back.
And your nanny has gone home.
We've come back. We've picked the firstborn. We've gone back home with her.
Yeah.
So we are there. We're like, hey, we are home. We're trying to be happy and upbeat, but we are so exhausted.
Yes. Yeah.
We were so tired. So we are like, food. Where do we start?
Where do you start?
The hubby is so, okay, of course he's pumped up. He's like, he's a systems person and a structured person.
And
so amechora na ameandika the things he needs to buy and the things he needs to do to make the home, run.
Yeah.
You guys just enter and sleep and just rest and,
Yeah.
Yeah, so we tried. Yeah. And as the mother, you're there, you can't even sleep. Of course, you can't sleep.
You can't sleep. Also, you
can't sleep because
like there's no your baby is here.
Ako kajui kulala ni nini, especially at night.
Yeah.
So you're like unalala a few minutes unaamka.
Unaamka, yeah.
Because you have to go for the baby. Unalala unaamka.
Yeah.
Take care of the girl.
So how did you? And we don't have to talk about this if it's very private, if it's very personal, but how did you navigate the postpartum? How did you go? I don't know. How do
people navigate?
I don't know. Some people go for therapy. Some people, you can walk.
I don't do therapy. I talk. I talk.
Or you go, or you leave your baby with someone and you take a walk, or you go and drive, or I don't know. There are things people do. Like you could do
getting out of the house.
Outside of
Honestly, I was just going through the motions.
Yeah. So if it's a bad day, it's a bad day. It's just bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So finally, just one of the days, I remember I woke up and entered the kitchen because I was just, I don't know what happened. I was just feeling like things were not running.
Yeah.
I wanted good food. I'm not feeling like I'm getting good food. And at the same time, at the time, I wasn't feeling like I was struggling with breast milk for the child.
Okay.
Because that's usually the struggle. Is
Yeah.
it sufficient?
Good to stress. Yeah.
And is this girl getting full?
Yeah.
So that she sleeps at least for a few hours for you to for you to just center yourself even, just to have that capice. So what was happening, the house chores, one of the things was neglected, either the house chores of the firstborn
Yeah.
or you.
And mostly it's you who will be neglected.
Yeah. So one of the days I just woke up and I was like, kwani kitchen, what is so hard? Nikaingia kitchen, nikafanya, you know, I did my bit and I felt good about it. I cleaned, I cooked, and it felt good. And my husband came back and was like, haya, umeamka na ukapika na ukafanya nini? I was like, yeah, and it feels good.
Yeah.
It's not like, kwani ni mikono zimeza? It feels good. Although, of course, it will take a toll on your health and your healing
your
and all that.
Yeah.
But we by the way, we autopiloted for 6 months. Bila help.
That's a lot. Yeah.
And I remember our first clinic and we were told, the doctor was like, you guys are not eating enough, you guys are not sleeping enough. And it's showing.
Because you can even, yes.
It was showing. It was definitely showing.
Showing on the baby or showing on
on both of us.
Okay, on the both of you.
Yeah, because when you tell the gyna, the ped and the gyna, we saw both of them. When you tell them the baby is not sleeping, they're like, is she getting
getting full? Yes.
Is she getting full? Are you drinking enough? Are you eating enough?
Are you taking care of yourself? No, you've neglected yourself.
Yeah. The doctor tells me sleep with a thermos. I'm like, okay. I tried.
Yeah.
I went home. I tried to do the things she said. My blood pressure was very high.
Okay.
And it worried her. Actually, she even gave me medication for that. And she said, hey, I'm worried.
Yeah.
This pressure of yours is it's not good.
It's not all right.
Yeah. So, yeah, we did that. Did we go back to see her? But the pressure issue was, it was an issue for quite a bit, for a few months in. And I realized now some other doctor was telling me, stop thinking, stop stressing, these things will be okay.
Yeah, and it's
just
will be okay.
Stop stressing.
Yeah.
Because everything affects the other. Breast milk won't come because you're thinking. Blood pressure will go up.
Because you're overthinking.
Yeah. Relax, breathe in, breathe out, do what?
So now so how do you relax now? Did you relax or you just said, listen?
I went back to work.
I know you're working from home.
At the time, after the 6 months, I worked from home for how long? But I went back to work.
So how long was your maternity break?
The maternity break, is 3 months.
It's 3 months, okay.
The official one. And then I took the annual leave.
Okay, so
for 1 month.
Okay.
It's 4 months.
Yeah.
So I went back to work on the 5th.
On the 5th month. So you went back to work, or you turned your...
First, I worked from home, 5th month, and December is when I went back. She was born in July. So like the 6th month, yeah.
So by December, you'd already gone back to...
like now we started going back to the office physically.
Okay. All right. So has the nanny come back? Do you now have help? What's happening with
I got help towards the end of December.
Okay.
Now, as we were starting the new year, now I was geared up like, December, you're going to the office, you're allowed to get out at around 3, or after the work is done, you can rush home. Yeah. And then now in January is when now we are really going back. So I had to like put my things in order. I looked for a nanny. I got one.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And the clinics how are the clinics after now? It's called postnatal.
Yeah.
So you're going. So now you have a child. COVID has not gone anywhere.
Yeah.
Did you have any strings in the air?
Yeah.
So how was the clinic?
Well, still not pleasant, because still they don't want us to crowd.
Okay. So you have to book with an appointment?
There are specific.
What was the situation?
There are specific days for clinic.
Yeah.
Then you come in very early. It's first come, first served.
Yeah.
So you've come in very early, you've entered, and then you wait for your turn. But they're still limiting the number of people that can be in a space.
Okay.
So there's the option of sitting. Okay, let me just explain. Like, they've put tents outside.
Okay.
So people come in, you either sit outside, or when you enter, where the kids, we take them upstairs. So it's upstairs or outside.
Okay. And is there a lift? Because I'm imagining if you are on a wheelchair or...
stairs.
Unapanda stairs.
Yes.
And if you can't walk, okay.
You and your baby.
Mpande stairs. Okay.
Yeah.
And were you being tested? Were the babies being tested?
No.
Were not tested for the baby? And for you as a mom?
No. I've not been tested again.
So you only tested when you were delivering? Okay. And it was free? I mean, it was put...
I think it was put
the way they put injections,
gloves. It was added in the bill.
Okay. And the bill was being catered for by the insurance, so you didn't have to go like deeper into your pockets. How much it was?
Yeah. No, that's an inside.
Okay.
We paid slightly more, but that's the whole system I told you that feeds into itself.
The NHIF thing.
Then we claim our money.
Okay. And so it was just NHIF. Was there Linda Mama?
No.
Or there's something else a facility was doing, running with what? None of that?
No.
It's just you and your insurance and your money and your God.
Yeah.
Okay. So now you've gone back to work. You've left baby at home with
the nanny.
No, now you have a nanny.
Now I have a nanny.
No, you've left the baby at home with a nanny. Now you have to work. You're still dealing with postpartum at this point, no? Yes?
I mean,
do
you even know?
I don't know.
Let me tell you, this is the thing. My baby stopped breastfeeding in this struggle for breast milk.
Okay.
She just stopped. For me, it was too soon because I really struggled to even get that milk.
Yeah.
I used to pump and store for her.
Yeah.
She used to finish everything I've stored. And she'd look at me like here now, mommy. We are here.
We are still hungry.
You know?
Yeah.
And she got bored. When I used to now feed her with the bottle, she picked the bottle and preferred the bottle more than the breast milk, the breastfeeding.
The breast itself, yeah.
Then with time, I had to supplement.
Yes.
I had to supplement with formula. Like, things were just moving very fast. So formula, the girl is drinking like no one's business. At some point, you're like, hey, you know what? Utakunywa maziwa ya ng'ombe.
Alianza kunywa ng'ombe.
We went to maziwa ya ng'ombe because, I mean, imagine sustaining the formula. She's finishing like 2 bottles in 1 week. Do you know how much that is? That is only formula.
1 week.
2 bottles it's over 1,000 bob.
Yes.
1 bottle is over 1,000 bob.
2 in
1
week.
container, yeah.
So that's like what?
That's only formula. See, diapers, wet wipes,
That's just the formula.
Yeah.
And the more she's eating, then the more she's using diapers and things. So that is another thing.
It's just
and the income is not
that is feeding itself.
Increasing.
Yeah.
In fact, it had almost.
Yeah,
so was the income was your income the same, or did it?
The income
took half cuts. Did you take half cuts?
Okay, for us, no, we didn't. We were actually asked whether we could take half cuts. Who can volunteer?
Why would you?
Yeah, I know. Then the income was the same.
Okay.
Right. Maybe we just cut down on the nanny services, that we were not, at least we weren't then having a live-in nanny for those 6 months.
So she would come in the morning and go?
No, I just had to look for help. Like there are days when someone would come, do thorough cleaning, wash things and leave. Yeah.
Okay. So the clinics, there's no testing, there's no anything. And you yourself, you're healthy, you're fine?
Well, I was not healthy. I had to even... There's a time I had to pluck a tooth. All this... There are, the hormonal changes. Now when your body is now trying to fight back to go back to normal.
Yeah.
And when I was told the high blood pressure issue had the possibility of becoming something else, but they were trying to manage it. And then, then when I had the pains, but I was told the tooth couldn't be plucked out because of the high blood pressure. And it was just messy. Okay, for me, I was feeling like I was in some hole.
Yeah.
And it was too dark,
Yeah. Oh, so sorry. I was
It's okay.
Yeah. Okay, so now you're raising this child in a ward, in a COVID time, which is like a lot of isolation.
Yeah.
So I've had people complaining about how their children now don't know how to socialize because you can't, like they can't greet, like they can't play with other children, they can't play with other babies. Was that the case for you, or did you, like now, because now the baby's here and
we are lucky she's a second born, so she has a bigger sister. But that was the case I mean, we are living in our compound. We have like 2 or 3 families.
Okay.
So, and you can see the challenge, even kids just playing outside there. It's not easy. We've seen, because now the firstborn wants to go out and play. So actually, when I was pregnant, I used to be the one to go out and play with her. So we are going in the compound just there and trying to run around. And she could see the struggle. She even used to tell me, Mommy, she knows, she used to lift me to stand, for me to stand. Like she used to say, Mommy, I help you. I help you. 1, 2, 3, stand. Yeah, it was that bad. So I used to be the one who played with her. But the second one, I feel like she's a bit lucky. She has this firstborn to play with. But now she hasn't like met for even the family. You know, like now the whole family. It's just been, you know, when have we met? Christmas. When have we seen each other? And it was also, are you guys okay with meeting? Are you guys okay
because
with
you just
meeting?
had a child, so you can't just meet people.
Are you guys okay meeting? So that's the time when even the family saw her.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so what would you say would be like the greatest advantage? Like, okay, like COVID is horrible, it was bad, but was there anything that you feel like this was a good thing? Like it was a terrible time. It continues to be a terrible time, but what was a good thing with the COVID? I don't know. I don't want to say silver lining, but was there like an opportunity, like something happened that would not have happened without the...
Was there something that happened that will not have happened?
Yeah. Is that the way to frame it? I don't know.
No, unless you suggest. I try and think.
Okay. Because we've talked about how difficult it was and how terrible it was. Are there any positive things?
I just felt like
it was bad, but
let me speak from the way other colleagues are finding or are feeling that I got a chance to stay home longer with my baby. But I didn't really feel like I...
But were you staying home longer, or were you just working from home, and was it more work?
Yeah, but you see, people are still saying when you're at home and you're working from home, it's like you're not working the 8 hours. You know, like you're just logging in for meetings, and then when there's no meeting, you can...
Yeah, because in their minds...
So in their minds, I stayed home longer with my baby.
But that staying home
I didn't feel it. I didn't feel it. I didn't see a difference with the firstborn, because I did the same. Took the 3 months. Plus adding the annual leave. And then, we went back to the office.
So it was not until like, it was not that.
It was not the same.
And what was the most difficult thing? Like if you were to look back, if this ever happens, I'm done, I'm out, we're not doing this.
The most difficult thing was the hospital part. You see, just the 2 of us. My husband, I mean, he's never been through that. That was his first experience, and I'm sure if he was given an option, he would choose maybe to stand outside.
But he had to be there, and
he had to be there. He was the one who was biting, holding, and he was even hiding himself. It was like he was hiding himself with my body. I didn't want to see.
And he didn't have a choice to say, because normally we argue, should the man be there? So now there was no point for this. You have to be there.
There was no choice. He had to be there. That was really hard. Just the 2 of us. Because at times you're even fighting in the labor. Hakuna mtu wa hakuna what is it called, the Sema Voice.
Because him is stressing you.
The two of you are bounciana off pressure.
Yeah, and he can't go home.
And you can imagine you've been like this for how many months?
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
So I can imagine someone who didn't have a supportive husband. They were...
Or people who are like a single mom.
Yeah.
Then you have to do this.
They were at it alone.
Yeah. Oh.
It wasn't interesting.
Yeah. And now how are you doing? How is your health now? Are you in a better place?
Well, I've tried. I'm losing weight. I'm losing the weight. I started from there, and the pressure has gone down.
Yay!
Yeah, the pressure has gone down, but I still feel like I feel like I haven't bonded with my second born for some reason.
Yeah.
The child that everyone thinks
you had a lot of time to bond with because you were you were at home.
I don't feel like I've bonded with my second born.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't have a follow-up. I'm just like
pause for effect.
Just pause for.
Yeah.
All right. But you're doing it. But you like you're
now that I'm aware.
Mm-hmm.
It's also mom guilt, you know.
Okay.
Now that I've gone back to work, and I'm also feeling like I'm putting myself out there. I'm trying to do other things that will at least try and
make it easier. Yeah.
Yeah. And our firstborn joined school. So for us, we're feeling like our expenses are just keep going up. So we have to do other things, open up income streams.
And opening up income streams means that there could be more money, but less
time to spend with the kids.
Yeah.
So it's a tough balance.
Yeah.
It's a tough balance. Just me even being here today, we were discussing it yesterday. I'm like, okay, the whole Saturday, I'm away from the kids.
Yeah.
And, you know,
it's
a sacrifice.
But thank you so much for coming.
Yeah.
I mean, because normally when we see, because like for someone like me without a child, I wouldn't know. For me, I wouldn't know. I'm just like, what is
this Saturday you're free.
Yeah, you're free. So let's do this. Although I've learned to be like very sensitive. If I call you and you can't pick, I understand it's because you have a child.
Yeah.
So what would you tell like young moms, especially in this what pandemic advice would you give them? Because there's so many books written about being a mom and being pregnant, but there's no what to do in a pandemic.
Yeah.
Like your top, I don't know, 3, top 5, however.
Okay, the lessons I learned. I talk. Yeah. And that, I feel like that is usually my way of, I try as much as possible to talk about how I feel.
Yeah.
And I remember when those feature, is it a documentary, them
Unmothering the woman, yes.
Yeah, that thing when it came out and it was resonating with me and I was watching it and I'm like, who told me to be pregnant again? Do I even want to be a mother? And I'm asking myself all those questions and I'm going through the motions. And I remember us having conversations. I have a group of people that we really... We are in this space where we can talk about anything and everything, and they don't judge. Yeah. They think objectively. Yeah. So having a support system, and talking. Yeah. Talk as much as you can. Yeah. Not necessarily to your person, boyfriend, husband, or even if it's not that person. Yeah. Find people that you can have healthy conversations with. Yeah. It's very important. Yeah. Okay. That is my topmost.
Your topmost.
My topmost. Yeah. Then ask for help. Even if, just ask.
So you don't die by yourself.
Ask for help, yeah. Ask for help as much as you can. And even if you think, like, I was at a space where I knew very well my mom was not around. Yeah. And my mom sent another lady.
Wow.
Her friend. Yeah. She was like, please, you're the ones in Nairobi with my daughter. Can you just check?
Please, yeah.
Just check.
Yeah.
And this lady called me like twice. So I told you my EDD ilipita.
Yeah.
She's like those family friends who we've grown now tunaitana auntie sasa. So she called and she used to call and we could talk for long. Yeah. And I could tell her if I could just there are those people I could tell everything.
Yeah.
So this talking helps.
Yeah.
And this lady may not know what she did for me, but it really helped. Those 2 times she called, because she was like, I'm the one who is your mother now in Nairobi.
Yeah.
Ebu niambie.
What is going on? How can I help? Yeah. Yeah.
And we could just talk for hours. That really helps. So ask for help.
Yeah.
I was telling my mom, where by the way, sasa my mom, I was then telling them, tafuteni barua mkuje. What do you mean you guys are not coming?
Yeah. Your chief, kama ni chief, our letter.
But they're really considering it.
Yeah.
They're in Kitale. I was telling them, tafuteni tu barua mkuje nyinyi.
Just for the support.
Peke yetu.
Like having someone else.
And then we didn't know any other. The first time they were there.
Yeah.
So you're just thinking,
they will be here. But now there's this thing where they have said you can't move from county to county. Yeah. And did it affect like food? Like I don't know how this works, but if you wanted food from somewhere and it wasn't there.
From?
Food, like food.
Food was affected. I mean, even the reason why my mom was telling me there's no way we're coming to Nairobi is like, hapo Shago, tunaingia shamba, we get food, and they're both retired.
Yeah.
Unaniambia tukuje Nairobi tukule nini? You know.
That. Yeah.
So as much as I kept telling them kujeni Nairobi, they were like,
Aki.
Yeah. In Nairobi, things are so expensive.
And they can't travel, and they can't.
They couldn't, because they were just like, we come then.
And then after that, and then to go back, is another hassle.
Itakuwa story.
Itakuwa sasa story ingine.
Yeah.
But now everything has almost, like, it has been lifted up. It's a bit, I hope it's a bit lighter, like even for women who are now having babies in hospital. I hope it's lighter. I don't know.
I also hope so.
I hope it's lighter because this is not, it's not okay for women to go through this.
And also they do not want, what the doctors are doing, they don't want women, like you've gone in to deliver, don't stay in the hospital long enough to get that COVID there.
Yeah.
So it was a pap thing.
Maliza muende.
You okay? You and your baby are okay?
Go.
Discharge shit.
Immediately.
Mtaenda kutafutia maziwa mbele. Okay, it's a good thing and it's a bad thing.
Yeah, because you don't spend a lot of money.
For a first time mom, it's very scary.
Okay.
I mean, unaambiwa na mtoto homufanya.
Unaenda kufanya nini na mtoto? And then people assume that because you're a woman, you have a uterus, you know what to do with a child.
No.
But the nurse is actually, and were the nurses helpful? We've not even talked about.
Yeah, the nurses were helpful.
Yeah.
They were actually helpful. They ask you, is it your firstborn or your secondborn? Most of them were very shocked to see us discharged, like almost immediately.
Yeah, even me, I'm like, what?
You're like, Kaya, where are you going? This isn't your firstborn. I'm like, no, it's not my firstborn. But still, we still need to take you through the process.
Yeah,
you know how to wash a baby, to change her, explain the whole process of the navel, how it will fall after a few days. They were engaging. Yeah. Especially, there's one who saw like I had an issue with the uterus. They have to monitor how the uterus contracts back. So there's one who noticed that like there was an issue and she was like, I'm not leaving my shift before I make sure you're okay. So wake up, we are walking. I'm like, I'm not walking. Ananiambia amka, shuka tembea.
If the nurse tells you amka utembee, imagine.
Na nakupeleka kwa choo, amka utembee. Let's go to the toilet. Utafanya nini? But you see, it's tough love, but she cares and there's something she wants to achieve. Like she wants to monitor and make sure you're okay.
Yeah.
So they were friendly.
Yeah, wow. Oh, thank God. Because now everything is horrible on this other side, and then you go to a hospital and the nurses are just funny. All right, but I am very grateful that you're healthy. Your baby is healthy. Yeah. You're recovering.
Yeah, grateful.
Like you're recovering. Yeah. I mean, it's
I'm
a recovery.
Hopeful.
Yeah. And I hope your blood pressure just becomes, Imeshuka.
The last time I checked, it was normal.
Yes.
I've lost a lot of kgs.
Well
at
done.
least.
Well done. Yeah. And baby is feeding well.
Baby is feeding well. Ugali. Ako kwa ugali. Level ugali right now.
Ugali. I'm happy to hear that.
Yeah.
I'm happy to hear. Because I hear that the stress can even stress your baby. And then now there are other complications. But I'm happy she's doing well.
Yeah.
Oh, and thank you so much for coming.
You're welcome.
Thank you for talking to us.
I'm glad we did this.
Yes.
Or we have done this.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome.